Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Caught Lookin. My name is Kelsey, as you can tell by my deliriously head cold voice, and I'm once again giving Meg a well-deserved evening off and being a special host this week. I fear I may never see Meg again because I'm taking over a lot of hosting duties so she can get some time off. Today, I have the lovely Sarah, the beautiful Molly, and the effervescent Jenell. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. It's been so long. I feel like I've talked to Sarah the most recently out of you guys, but I know that it's hard and we all are passing by each other like ships in the night sometimes. Lots of episodes. So before we get started, I do want to do one NFL tidbit, and I just want to say goodbye to Nick Chubb and congrats question mark on his retirement. It seems kind of bittersweet to me. I I like to think of it as a happy thing because he will no longer be subjecting his body and mind to such horrible torture, but I also am sad to see him go. But it's 8 seasons. He's 30. I'm 30. I wouldn't want to play football anymore. And he certainly made a lot of money. So I think all in all, it's a good thing. But I am really sad because I do think it's injury related and he might just never be the same. So goodbye to Nick Chubb. But otherwise, we are here to cover the last two series that the Guardians played, ending today with a an amazing sweep of the Colorado Rockies. So, how are we feeling? Let me open the floor. What are our thoughts?
I don't think I've been on an episode where we've been on a little bit of a hot streak. So this is very exciting and much needed. I think we were all pretty getting pretty sad around here. So it was a fun week.
Yeah, I think the Colorado series is one of those ones every year that I dread because it either goes really well or it goes really bad. But I think pitching did fairly well for, the elevation. Obviously we I forget. The shutout was yesterday, right? Or was that during the San
No, that
Francisco
was that
series?
was in Cleveland,
The
right?
shutout
Mm-hmm.
was the
Wait,
Giants
Oh,
series because that was the
yeah.
one
was
game I
right.
went to. Was a 1-0
Of
shutout and it
course.
was horrible.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
was hot in Colorado today, which is kind of
Mhm.
weird because it's not hot down here in Cleveland. So I remember on the broadcast they were saying it was like 91 degrees in Colorado. So I wonder if that's actually like bad for there because it didn't really seem like the ball was traveling that crazy. Like for Colorado, these weren't like exceptionally crazy scoring games, but I I honestly haven't paid a ton of attention to Colorado games this year. No tea, no shade to them, but they haven't been good in a while, so I tend to just kind of they're not like at the top of my list for teams that I watch when my team's not playing personally. But yeah, I heard it was hot as hell, but it seemed like the ball was not like going crazy.
Yeah, looking at the week as a whole, I'm very glad that our offense has really shown up. I mean, we've scored five or more runs in like four of the last six games, which is very encouraging. And obviously our pitching has still been rock solid with Foster Griffin. Parker has just been dealing with Gavin. So everything's kind of clicking there. Obviously our offense was our biggest worry, but I think Joe Adell just by himself has saved this offense, especially with his ability to hit with runners in scoring position, because obviously we all know that was our biggest weakness. And this guy, I think he has like 17 RBIs since coming to Cleveland. But man, he has just been so clutch. And so he's been
Actually,
so fun to watch.
I have the notes for you. There's a wonderful Twitter account called Joe Show Adele, and I'm sure you guys
Yes.
know
Oh
them.
yeah,
They
shout
are
out to Joe
so
Show Adell. They're
yes,
so cool.
they're so delightful. I love a fan that follows a player no matter where they go. Like it's just really
Yes.
cute. So
If
I
you're willing
actually
to follow
did,
us to the Cleveland Guardians, then you are a true fan.
yeah, and I saved
They did
one of
come
their
from the
tweets.
Angels to be fair, but
That is a
That's
sizable upgrade, yes.
This was actually before the game at Colorado, so take that into account. But his first 16 games as a Guardian, 4 home runs, 15 RBIs, 8 extra base hits, 30 total bases, a 526 slug, an 849 OPS, and 57% of his hits have gone for extra bases. And then they said, Guardians fans, this is your future. Hashtag hard for guards.
Yes. I love
So
You're
that we
already
have
one of
him through
us.
2027. I mean, obviously we don't know what's going to happen next year, but like to not just have him go bye-bye at the end of the season
yeah,
is really exciting. And like he just brings so much energy. I really it was it was such a great acquisition. Very excited about this.
him and
Yeah, I
Nathaniel
need them to
both.
re-sign him right now. Like right
Yeah.
now.
I
Give
think
him a
that
blank check.
he Joe Adell definitely saved my life. Um, and Nathaniel, like have I don't know. There's something about having like an I don't even know if he's old, but like having a balding kind of like he looks like he would have played baseball in the 50s, you know? Like he
Yeah.
looks like a player from back in the day. And I don't know, something about that is just like, wow, you love to have a type of guy on the team that just kind of looks like he's a regular dude, but he's like slamming. So it's like those, but having both of them, I've really been delighted with all of our trade acquisitions so far, honestly. I mean, I know Foster was like kind of I remember the first game I was like, what is he doing? What is bro doing with the calling the own pitches and he has 7 pitches and he didn't do so well, but it's like I don't know.
There's so much to
I
take into account when you're a starting pitcher and going to a new team and a new system, especially
exactly.
with new catchers and new coaching staff. Like I
Yeah.
wasn't surprised that
Yeah.
he had such a shaky start, but I mean, he's definitely locked in these last couple starts and he's been great.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, I think people are
Yeah.
being too mean to him personally. I've seen some comments from some of my oomphies who have been like Foster freaking sucks. And it's like, all right, dude, calm down. It's 2 runs in Colorado. Like, I
Mhm.
know that he
Whoa,
had a
man.
shaky start, but he locked in, and the bullpen also didn't deal it away. So, all in all, it was a good, obviously, it was a great series because we swept. But I think because everybody is like so on edge about the wild card and trying to get a spot that like any imperfection is super heightened right now. And I understand that coming from like a fan perspective, but I I really feel for the trade guys because it's like their whole lives are uprooted. They have to move, their whole families. Everybody has to come move to a different place. They have to meet like 18 different bosses and people that they have to work with and like physical therapy and like they have to like tell them about their health and their bodies and get to know all these people. So it's like the first few games, yeah, it maybe seemed like, oh no, we're not showing. I thought it was like our fault. I was like, we're not showing our trade guys a good time because I remember right after the trade I went to like that one game that we lost in extras at home, and that was the one that Cade like blew the save. I can't even remember who that was against, but it was kind of like a ooh, that was Angel Hanao's first game, his really historical game that we ended up losing. But I think everyone has settled really well. And if we keep this going, I'm personally optimistic, which is not usually a thing for me. I'm hoping that we've got another power friendship comeback in us. I don't think we're going to win the division necessarily, but I would like to be in the wild card. And I think that is feasible. I don't know if winning the division, I think, is feasible at this point.
I will say we're only 3.5 games back from the White Sox, and we do have a series coming up with them too. So I do think the division's very much still up for grabs. It's going to be hard to try to gain some traction because the White Sox are just a good team. I don't remember if our upcoming series is in Cleveland or Chicago, because I think that would be a huge difference maker. I would have to look that up. But yeah, I think it's still ours for the taking. I mean, especially with the schedule that we have coming up. I mean, we have a very easy remaining schedule. We
It is
have the
at
Angels
home.
coming up, and then we have the Royals, Jays, Tigers, Orioles, Twins, then the White Sox. So a lot of interdivisional play too, which
Hmm.
will definitely also shape the wild card standings too,
And it
because
feels like long homestands. I feel like we're like we're not like traveling a whole bunch back and forth. Like it feels like we've got kind of nice solid blocks of
Mhm.
travel
It's
going
a huge
on.
Yeah,
advantage.
which is also great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, take advantage of
And
that.
I'd like to say, let us not forget the historic collapse of the Tigers last season.
Right,
And
3.5
possibly
games is
currently.
nothing.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I'm like the opposite of you, Kelsey. I'm like an eternal optimist with this team. And so like the last few weeks have been like brutal because I'm like, it's over. It's so over.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. And I'm like, you know what? I think we're back. So like I am ready to get my heart broken again, because I'm excited once more.
And looking at the
Yeah, we
wild
for
card
sure.
standings too, right now, after today's game, we're tied with the Rangers for the third wild card spot. The Blue Jays are 1.5 games back. Twins and Orioles are 2 games back. And like I was just saying, with our upcoming schedule, we play the Blue Jays, we play the Twins, we play the Orioles. So like all of these series are going to be so important, not just for the wild card, but like for the division too. So, and I think we're starting to peak at the right time. I don't think we've peaked yet, but I think like we're almost there. If we can play like we have these last two series for like the rest of the season, then like we're going to be just fine. But obviously that's a big if. But I do think that the momentum's there, and I do think that we can make a serious push for the division. But yeah, that series against Chicago, I don't remember when that is. It's
It's the
sometime in
14th,
September,
15th,
but
and 16th at home.
oh,
Um,
okay, so it is a home series. Yeah, that's going to be super important.
as well as the Athletics are after that at home. And then we go to Boston and Kansas City to end the season. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's nice chunks of like two home series and two away series. Like, it's not a lot of bouncing back and forth. So I'm definitely happy with that. But those, oh boy, those could be extremely critical, which we said the last time we played the White Sox like two times in a row almost. We were like, this is really critical. And then we did a bad job. So
Hmm.
Yeah.
interleague play is very hard.
But we
So
didn't have Joe Adell and Nathaniel Lowe and Foster
yeah,
Griffin
that was
last
before the
time.
Or
All-Star break,
now.
wasn't
Or Hanau too. Oh my God. I also obviously wanted to mention him too. Hanau, that dude is such a hitter. It's crazy. Like, oh my God. I bet
Yeah.
Jenell, like, I bet you feel so vindicated right now just watching him pop off.
Yeah, we should call back to like one of the earliest episodes that I did where I was like my hot take, which didn't quite come true. It was that Arias and Rokia would be gone and that Bazana and Hanau would be our starting second baseman and shortstop. And I mean,
pretty
Hanau's gotten
close.
significantly more playing time lately. Like Rokia had a couple of days off there, so
Mhm.
obviously,
I mean,
Rokia
he
has
is
not been the
outplaying
Rokia that we
Rokio.
know.
Yeah, like Hanau is
Mhm.
outplaying Rokio in almost like every aspect. Like offensively, defensively, Hanau is crazy. I mean,
Mhm.
especially for someone he's played second, short, and third. So almost like every infield position besides first base. And like
Yeah.
yeah, defensively he's very good, and offensively, like the dude can hit. So he's been such a joy to watch. But it does kind of raise the question of what they're gonna do with Rokio too. Because like obviously he's kind of been in free fall a little bit since his hot start. Like he has not been doing very well, and I think that's why they gave him those days off. But like, can he bounce back, or can he prove that he deserves that spot over Hanau? Because like I said,
Mhm.
Hanau is outplaying him. So like, who knows what's gonna happen there?
It'll be interesting to see if Hanau kind of just fits into a true utility player. I mean, they're giving Hosey a lot more days off, so he will be filling in at third, especially obviously with Arias gone. And then I assume they'll have Bazana DHing a little bit more too. So it'll be interesting to see what the actual like the final look is at the end of the season, like who played where the most. Unfortunately, I think Rokio kind of peaked too soon potentially, but
Hmm.
I mean, we do know postseason Rokio, but we're not there yet. We
For
can't get too ahead of
October.
ourselves.
I do like the fact that they're giving guys more days off too, because like last season, that's something I don't really think they did enough of. Like especially guys like Jose and Quan and like our big players, they rarely got off days because like obviously you want to play your best players every day, naturally. But at the same time, if they're struggling, then like you have to give them sometimes more than just one game off. And so I think at least comparing to last year, I feel like they didn't really do that. They would just kind of have them go out there constantly and just hope that they heat back up. But this year, like I'll take Jose as a perfect example. Like when he came back from injury, he had like a couple good games here and there, but like overall, he was just not playing well. And obviously, we know that he's not that type of player. And I think that these days off are going to really help him just mentally, just give him that mental reset. And we have plenty of guys that can fill in the holes in the meantime. So I think like giving him like an appropriate amount of time off, like I think it's a good thing. And same with like Bazana too, who he's also been struggling a little bit. I know he had his do you have a four hit game last night? Three or four hit game?
I think it was a four hit game
Yeah,
yesterday,
four for
He
right?
had a
five, I think he
great game
went.
last night. But yeah, he's another one that he is starting to fall off a little bit prior to last night's game. So I think a couple days off would do him really well too. And so yeah, I think they're doing a much better job with resting guys when they need to.
It's just a good time of the season too, because we're these last couple of series have, obviously been important for winning, of course, but like as far as like the division race and stuff like that have not been as important. And it's, a good time to rest some guys before the final stretch of the season where we need to, win as many games as possible.
I think with Bazana too, people need to be a little bit, give him a little more grace because he, this is by far the most, well, I don't know, I guess at this point of the season, but the minor league seasons are shorter. And so, like, this will be a longer test for him. So I do think, like Sarah was talking, giving him more days off will be very important coming down the stretch. So it's hard. It's sometimes I feel like I even forget that he's a rookie still because he plays so professionally. So I think we need to remember that too when he's struggling a little bit.
Right. And like giving him off days, that doesn't mean that like, hey, like we don't believe in you, so like we're gonna bench you. Like, no, like you give them off days to give them, like I said, that mental reset so that they can come back and with kind of just like a refreshed approach, especially for a rookie who he's probably still dealing with a lot of emotions, being in the majors and not performing as well as he did. Like there's probably a lot that's going through his head. And so just that rest could be super beneficial to him both like on the field and off. So yeah, it shouldn't be a sign of them like of them just benching them. But yeah, I think it'll be good. And so I am happy with the way they've been handling that. I just hope that, like you said, they're doing this now at a good time. So that way, when we get down to the nitty-gritty next month, then everyone will kind of be on that same level.
It's
And
like
another point
the
with Bazano, it's not just his first, it's not just he's a rookie, but this is also his first full season playing professionally, right? Or no, he was drafted in 24. Never mind. But but still, like he's just new to professional baseball in general
yeah, I mean the
still.
minors are so different. It's like, it's the
Yeah.
longest, it's way longer, like you said, and it's just it's a lot going on. And he's super far away from home. Like it is really crazy to move that far. And he's like I don't know the pressure it's like, but he's like the first Australian baseball player to be doing it like he is. Like I think I saw Meg retweeted something that was like he's the first Australian baseball player in the majors to hit a walk-off homer.
Really.
Yeah, like ever.
Yeah, I can't imagine that there was a lot of Australian baseball players in general. So
Yeah, they've got
yeah,
other
he's
sports going
definitely
on.
Yeah, I mean, also, yeah, going back to that, he to Bazana in like he wasn't in college that long ago, and their season goes from mid-February through May if they get or through June, I should say, if they get into the playoffs and further. So like college is so short.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm sure last year obviously some good practice, but even that is shorter than a major league season.
It definitely feels like the lineup is like kind of solidifying though, where but before when we had all like our injuries and our issues, it was getting kind of hard and hairy scary and stuff to be like, oh my God, like what do we do with these guys if they kind of start sucking? But it's nice we have like different options of guys that we can move around now where there seems to be some sort of consistency. And again, we mentioned this the last time I was on, so a couple weeks ago, that like having Quan like be truly back is so critical. And DeLauder's gotten a little bit of flack here and there for maybe like falling off, or he doesn't hit as many homers as he did when he first started, but he has been like insanely consistent at just raking. I think he has the highest batting average on the team, possibly. And I mean, he's got
To now.
oh
But
to
now it's not
now.
getting beat. His batting average is like threes. Like
That's
it's
awesome. Even better.
ridiculous.
I think if it's like a minimum like 500 plate appearances
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something.
Yeah.
But like I
Yeah.
think yeah, I think Chase does have, if not the highest, then at least like the second highest batting average on the
Yeah.
team.
Yeah, I think we need
Yeah.
to not just count on him for the home runs that we saw at the beginning of the season. I mean, he hit two triples today.
Yeah, that was awesome. He has the most RBIs. He's 59, with Rocchio still being 53 somehow, even though he's like kind of fallen off. And
That's crazy.
Angel Martinez has 45 and Bazana 39. Manzardo, rest in peace, 39. Jose 39. Rhys Hoskins 38. Rest in peace to Rhys Hoskins, who will be back. But it's so crazy. And Schneeman's at 28. Like you have all of these dudes who are way high up in the list and they've been sent down. Like that is so interesting. Or they were injured. Like Jose, he's tied for fourth with Manzardo and Bazana. But it's like, how crazy is it that you have a season of Cleveland Guardians baseball where Jose is not like one or two for RBIs on the team? Like it's been really refreshing how ballsy the team has been with call ups, which is segueing me into the next point of like, are we gonna call it Ralphie? Like, I don't know. I mean, I've every friend that I have on Twitter who's like actually into stats and like the minor leagues is talking about the heater that he's on. And this is from Covering the Corner. He said the prodigious prospect has walloped a whopping 16 home runs in 21 games since July 28th, and he now
That's
leads the
insane.
Clippers in home runs, despite not joining the team until 2 months into its season after being promoted from Double A. And then on Saturday, he put on his best show yet, going 3 for 4 with 3 home runs and a walk. That's from Covering the Corner, friend of the show. Well, I don't know if they are, but I like saying that anyways.
Oh,
We
they
want to be
absolutely
friends with
are
We're
a
them.
friend
friends
of the
to them.
shows. Oh yes, no, we love Quincy.
Yes, we appreciate
He's fantastic.
their look at everything.
And
So
also Nicole writes for them too, so
And
yeah,
Madeline.
okay, so
And
friend of the
Madeline.
show.
Yeah.
True friend of the show. So I don't know.
Yes.
I think it's a good thought, a good thought experiment for us to look at. I don't know if like we've called up people late into the season. I mean Chase
Isn't it also a case of
was in the playoffs.
if there's a lockout next season though, and if he is on the Guardians 26-man roster, that means he cannot play
Oh,
baseball. But if they kept him in the minors, and obviously the minor leagues would still be continuing despite the lockout. So that's why I think most people think
yeah.
that they're not going to call him up just so that he can still play next year.
Mhm.
Unless, because otherwise they would have to bring him up and then send him back down probably officially before the season ends. Which, like, I mean, I guess they could do that, but I don't know. And especially with Nathaniel Lowe, who's doing pretty well, and obviously like we have Reese on the IL now, but it
Hmm.
would be kind of like a good time to. But
People are not
yeah,
happy
I
with
don't know. The
Reese.
impending lockout is just kind of like muddying the waters a little bit because
Yeah, I didn't
obviously
even
like
think
you
about
want him to
that.
play next year. And so maybe
Mhm.
just keeping him down guarantees that. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think like in general, I maybe not this season, I would say, I get very annoyed at how like precious the front office is about their prospects. But this is definitely a special case with the lockout coming. I don't know what we do. I mean, like, I feel like the moves that the Guardians have made have been like, we are going all in. But I also don't feel like at the end of the day that this is like an all-in team. So I don't know what you risk. I don't know. And also we had this basically same conversation with about Cooper Engel. And like I'm not gonna say it was like a mistake calling him up, but like he obviously didn't perform and now people are like I think I remember that very well, so I don't know. It's the major league is very different than
That's
AAA.
also a great point. Yeah, comparing that to the Cooper Ingle situation because he was mashing in Columbus and like all signs pointed to him being ready to get called up. And so it was really a shame that it didn't work out that first time around. And so because of that, I do think it makes a lot more sense that they're very careful with Ralphie because this guy is special. I mean,
Mhm.
it's insane what he's doing there. And so obviously that's your biggest thing is you don't want to bring him up too early, especially in, such a tight playoff race that we have right now. Like that's a lot of pressure on him. And so because of that, you don't want him to kind of like underperform just because of like that added mental stress. So
Hmm.
like either way, on paper, it's a great time to bring him up, but like would that affect his confidence or I don't know. There's a lot involved with it, but like I think the bottom line is like you said, you don't want another Cooper Ingle situation.
But also, I don't want that to scare them from calling up prospects because it also could be a Chase
Hmm.
DeLauder situation where Chase was great in the playoffs. So yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
it's the
know.
risk that they have to
Uh,
take. I mean, they
yeah.
gotta, yeah,
There's
I
like a
don't know.
honeymoon phase, I feel like, when you
Mhm.
call up a guy, and they like mash for a bit. So it's kind of like, do you bring him up and then send him back down, no matter how he
I feel like
does?
that was with George Valera when they
Oh
brought
my
him up
God,
last year. Man, he was
I'm still
so
so sad
good.
about
I am
that.
too, man. I was so excited for George Valera.
Yeah.
I literally thought he was going to be such a saving grace for this team. So I was just gutted that he couldn't get it done.
I think
But
in my preseason episode, I was like, George Valera, I'm looking for him this year.
yeah,
So,
him and Chase. So I was so excited just for that duo. Like, oh my
yeah.
gosh.
Mm.
I still think though, like he was doing I mean, obviously he wasn't doing well, but like he didn't suck. Like his numbers were very average at best. So that's why like I was really, really surprised that because they DFA'd him, right? But he's back with, isn't he back in the system? Or am I
He's
imagining that?
he's still on the Clippers.
Okay.
I think we
Yeah, but the
DFA'd him
fact
and
that
he
they,
cleared.
Yeah, he
which
definitely
is which
was
is also
gone for a
shocking to
while.
me, which is also shocking that he
I know,
didn't
I
get
thought he
picked
was gonna
up
get picked
anywhere.
up. I
Like
was like, he's gone.
Yeah.
he's still such a good player, I feel like. I haven't really looked at his minor league stats this year, but I was really surprised that they DFA'd him. But I mean, there is still a little bit of hope with him. I'm not giving up hope on George Valera.
Yeah, his last 7 games, his average is 150, OBP
Mm.
150. But the
Mm.
over the year, he has 30 runs, 58 hits, 8 home runs, 42 RBIs, and 4 stolen bases. So he's
What's his
kind
average
of
on the season?
245. OPS
Hmm.
743.
See, like those are pretty average, I
Yeah,
feel like. So like he
maybe just
doesn't
a
suck.
recent slump.
He can do some work during the off season and, put it together, right?
Similar with Khalil Watson, I was like really excited for him, and I hope that he will be back. The outfield is just
Hmm.
like now the outfield feels solidified where it's like, all right, that's kind of over.
Exactly, with
We're
Quan
calling
Yeah.
and
you.
Chase and Adell, like,
Yeah,
yeah, you
Adele's
don't
not
want to
going
play with that.
anywhere.
They got a great thing going right
Yeah.
there.
And then yeah, you have Martinez as like a utility guy too. So
I'm so glad
yeah.
that he's back. Like having two on house too is really cute. Like I find both of their energies to just be so delightful
Yes.
and refreshing. Like they just really are happy to be there. And I
Mhm.
love
I
a
love it. They always
player
have a
like that.
smile on their faces. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
great.
And you can
It
tell they
makes
went
it
to the
just so
Jose
fun to
Ramirez
watch.
school of
Yeah.
loving baseball. They just like
Yeah.
to be there. It was also Players Weekend, which I find very delightful. I kind of wish they could have the names on the back of their jerseys. I think that was a thing they used to do. I'm maybe I'm making that up,
I
but
They
think it
did
was
that for like
literally only one
one
season,
season.
wasn't it?
Yeah,
really? Oh my God, I
I
think that
think
would be
Yeah,
so
so.
cool.
it actually like boggles my mind. There may be some sort of answer out there on the internet, but like I don't understand why they didn't do it because that had to have been a huge merchandise boom for the MLB. Like I still see random jerseys from that season. I would buy one like for a player that I loved if they had a fun
The
nickname.
Shane Bieber, not Justin, like that was so funny.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember Lindor's was Mr. Smile.
Oh,
Like those were
Yeah.
yeah.
so fun. Like, why can't they do those again?
I mean, it probably is really hard to like get everyone their own $400 embroidered shirt with the right design for the that one day of the game, but They probably are just kind of being cheap about it, I would say. But they make it such a big
No.
part of the lineups and stuff. Like at least for the
Mhm.
Guardians, like everyone had their like their nickname on the lineup and on their like when they were showing the bats and stuff like Kwani and
Mhm.
Enriquito and
Nathaniel.
yeah, Nathaniel and the Joe show
Daniel.
and stuff. So I don't know when I it made me like happy to see it on the lineups for us. I don't know if every team did that, but I did like seeing that. And I always love seeing the bats and the cute little stuff they wear. I did not know Rokio was a Tom and Jerry fan? Question mark. But that's
Yeah, that was
cool.
kind of out of left field. I was
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
okay, I love that.
I love Tom and Jerry, so that was cool, but that was kind of interesting to me. I
Yeah,
always
the bats
love
and the cleats are so
Jose's.
much fun.
Jose's are like really auraful. They're really like I don't know, they're not like personal, but they are really like cool looking. They've got like
Mhm.
cool art on them.
I especially love the orange and green one because it made me think of like Nickelodeon
I was
and
like
like
it looks like
the
Oh
slime.
yeah.
And they
slime.
even mentioned that on the broadcast too. I was like, oh my God, they know. But
I
and then also too, I think Dylan Cruz on the Nationals, I believe he had a SpongeBob bat, which is probably just my favorite one out of everyone
Oh,
because I am a
yes,
SpongeBob
I saw
fanatic, and that was
that.
incredible.
Yeah.
Another like non-Guardians player I saw was Bryson Stott from Philly. He had I think three different Toy Story bats, which were awesome too.
Oh, that's
I
so
love Toy
fun.
Story. I know it was so cool. I love it. I love like the cartoony ones.
I think my favorite from the Guardians was Fazana's. He had the like kangaroo and the
Mm-hmm.
wallaby with
The boxing
boxing gloves
kangaroo.
Yeah.
on. Yeah, like I mean they were just like really well done. Maybe not as like whimsical as I personally like, but they were really cool.
I think my favorite was Kwan's, the black and gold like Japanese dragon he had, and like the king and queen chess pieces. Like, oh, that was just
Yeah.
beautiful, and it was just so artistically done. Like, oh my God, it was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Stephen Vogt wore some really cool sneakers that he was gonna be signing and then auctioning off for like the Ronald McDonald House, I think it was. I don't know if
Oh
you
yeah,
guys
yes, you're
saw
right.
that
I
or
Yeah.
see.
not, or if it showed that on
Mhm.
the broadcast.
Yeah, they made a tweet about it at least. But yes, I see those are cute. He said, "These are our fans. This is the city that supports us, and I think it's our duty as players and coaches and people who have the honor to put on a Cleveland Guardians uniform to get out in the community and raise awareness for good causes and bring joy to people." He has such a way with
Love that.
words. What a nice guy.
Yeah.
Rokio had a really cool, is like the red, black, and like tan color Guardians of Traffic bat. If you guys saw that one was
Oh
so
yeah.
cool. Oh my gosh.
There was actually a video online about, I wish I could find it real quick. Whoever made his bat, they actually did a video showing like a little bit of the process of making the bat, which like I just hadn't really seen before. So that was just something very cool.
Yeah, I did see that too. I think it was called Taters Bats or something. Because
That
I just
sounds
saw
right.
it. Yeah, I just saw it like not too long ago, like a couple hours ago, and I was like, that's so cool. It shows the process of them like cutting it and painting it. I'm like, this is so cool. I love it.
One thing that was cool as well, during the broadcast, the TV broadcast, they showed some of like the players' like favorite movie and like just
Yeah.
random facts
I
about
saw,
them.
yeah.
And it honestly like made me wish that they would do that just throughout the season, like maybe once a week or something like that. It just makes them feel like people, not just athletes, like famous athletes. Um,
Exactly.
I think, oh man, I want to say that Hedge's favorite movie was Braveheart, which kind of cracked me up. It was kind of unexpected for me, but and Chase Delauder's was oh my God, I think Happy Gilmore. I'm like, you're a baby. How do you know Happy Gilmore?
It's a classic.
It
Everyone
is, it
No,
knows.
is, yeah.
Chase's favorite musical artist was Kid Cudi, and I was like, hell yeah, he knows what's
Wow.
up.
Cleveland, yeah.
Yeah, I love that. It's so fun, and I love knowing those stupid facts about players.
Mhm.
Like, oh, Austin Hedges, oh, I know his favorite movie is Braveheart. Like, it's so stupid, but I love that I know that now. Like,
It
yeah, they
does
need to
feel
do more
like
of those. I love it.
it goes back to like Little League too, because when you watch like the young kids play, they always have like their little cute stats about like what they want to be when they grow up and all that. So it kind of I don't know, it like closes the loop and it makes it feel like, oh, remember where we are. Like we're playing a kids game and like we all have our hobbies and little
Hmm.
things that we love. So yeah, I agree. It would be cute to see it more throughout the year, but I'm sure some people would just be like, what the hell?
Oh,
Like, I don't care about this.
Could you
I
imagine
don't know.
if the MLB did introductions like the NFL did?
I love those.
Fun.
Oh my God.
Those are really funny. I think that would be really cool, actually.
The boomers would hate that. They'd be like, just playing a damn baseball game.
I
Enough of
love
this
those.
pomp and circumstance.
There's so many games. It would be like by the end of the season, I even think I would be like, oh my God, I can't watch this anymore.
I also wanted to mention, I totally forgot about this, that we saw a tugboat when we played San Francisco because we kind of glossed over that series a little bit because it was just kind of like we won a couple, we lost one, we got shut out. And I didn't realize this that he actually pitched again today at Boston and he pitched for 3.2 innings, but he did not have a good day. He gave
Hmm.
up 7 hits and 4 earned runs and 2 strikeouts, and he also got the loss. But he was out there for 3.2 innings. He was only out for 2 innings when we played him, which I guess I don't know what I expected. I kind of thought he was like going to pitch the whole game. Like I thought he was the starter for the day, but I really don't understand getting called up, like pitchers getting called up and stuff. It really is kind of beyond me. So I was kind of surprised when they took him out because he only gave up 1 hit. Like he seemed like he was doing fine. So I don't really know what was going on there, but yeah, he pitched again
Yeah.
today.
Yeah, I was at that game when he made his debut, and it was really cool because I think the fans gave him a great reception too, because it was
That's
awesome to
nice to
see him
hear.
make his pro debut in Progressive Field of all
Yeah.
places. So like whether that was like
Hmm.
intentional from the Giants or if it just like happened to be in Cleveland, like it was really cool to see him make his debut there. But yeah, I was surprised they only pulled him after 2 innings because he was doing really well. And like this was
Yeah, I
before
thought
like
so
we really
too.
started hitting the ball well too. So like he easily could have went through the lineup at least like another time. But yeah, it was really cool to see him. I'm really happy for him. It was cool to see him in Cleveland.
And as
Yeah.
another Guardians Giants connection, Patrick Bailey, didn't he hit a home run against his old team? Or was that not maybe it
Yes.
wasn't a home run, but it was he did well.
Or was it the Colorado series he hit that?
He hit a
Oh
home
yeah,
run in the
that was game
Colorado.
run. Yeah, that was
Okay, I think he went 2 for 3 in
Hmm.
the third game of the series. So, maybe a little bit of a revenge game. You can say what you want about Patrick Bailey. It's been a little bit of a mixed bag with him, but
Hmm.
I mean, I'm just rooting for him. Like I like him as a player, so it's good to see. And then the home run was pretty awesome the other day in Colorado.
yeah, a 3 run too. It's like we're so used to like on the off chance somebody does hit a home run, it's normally just like a solo home run. But like especially with Joe Adell, like man, we're getting like 2 3 run home runs. Like it's so much fun. I am just having a blast.
And just while we were on the topic of the Giants series, Turner Hill, he did not make his debut against us, but he did during the previous series. I think they were in Colorado also before they came to us. But Turner Hill is a married a high school and married a college alum, which is where I'm from. Yeah, he just has a very awesome story, like undrafted, free agent, grinded, several seasons, and then finally got called up at the age of, what is it, 27, I think. So congrats to him.
We love that.
Yeah. I think like half the city was in Cleveland on Wednesday.
That's cool. We
So
love
yeah.
that
Very
hometown
cool.
connection. Because like no matter what
Mhm.
team they play for, like you gotta root for it.
Yeah, I know that Colorado had a reliever from I think Mayfield that they kept mentioning on the broadcast. I wish I could remember his name, but yeah, I mean, I'm always gonna have a soft spot for any of the Ohio guys.
Yeah, I saw today that Gabriel Arias plays for the Cubs now, and
Yeah.
he
Well,
actually
does
has
he play for them or
Surprised.
was he
no,
just
he
picked up?
did. He did actually. He had a bases loaded
He
situation
did.
today, and
What'd he
he
do?
a grounded force out. But it did score. It scored a run. It
Okay.
scored-
Okay.
but that's very guards ball.
That sounds like
And
Arias.
that's very guards ball. And I don't know if Chicago is really about that life. So I don't know if he.
Chicago, get ready to learn guards ball.
I literally
Not
because
from us, from your own player.
I have Reel on my phone, which it's like an app that it's like does the play by play, and I favorite all of our players. and I have it like send me a notification if they are at bat with a bases loaded situation. And I never took him off. So it sent me the notification today that he was hitting with the Cubs. And it was like Gabriel Arias, bases loaded. So I only caught that little thing that happened. And I was like, I realized he was DFA'd by the Mets, but I just honestly, it's kind of crazy that he's already on to a third team. But yeah, I mean, not the worst outcome. It wasn't a double play or anything, but I just thought that that was funny because I didn't realize that he was over there. He got activated 2 days ago by them, and he was claimed on the 19th and activated on the 21st.
That's
I'm
so funny that you never took him off the list.
well, I don't know. I mean, I still get it for like Tyler Freeman too. Like I have all these guys. Like I don't know. I just it's a lot of things to go into the settings and remove. Like I still get like when a pitcher goes up too, I favorite them. So sometimes it'll be like Scott Barlow's pitching. And I'll be okay.
You
I
do
don't
not have notifications for Scott Barlow.
know.
Get out of here.
Same with gosh, the guy that
Is he these
pitches for the
days?
Cubs now
Because he was
that
on the Reds.
the trust that I love. I
I
don't
love
know.
when a random like guards reliever just shows up, like when we're playing the team, and you're like, "Who are you? What are you doing here?"
I can't listen. I cannot keep seeing Logan Allen pitching for my team.
I
I
didn't know
don't
he was on our team again. I somehow just like missed it.
I saw he got called up for like the doubleheader, but when he's I cannot keep doing this. Like love him to bits. He's really a cute little guy, but I cannot keep seeing him be a serious pitcher, a reliever and on our roster. I don't know. It just tickles me every time I see him because it's like the meme of Mo like throwing the drunk guy out
Simpsons.
of the bar and then he's back again.
I
Like
actually
go
kind of like
away.
love it. I'm almost the opposite, where I'm like, nope, keep bringing him back. Like, let's just see him. I mean, not as a starter, like never again, please. But I can see him in the bullpen a little bit. It's okay.
Maybe come playoff time, God forbid, if we get that far, they'll probably bring him up. It'll either be him or Alleman, probably.
Oh yeah,
But
and
we might see him again.
I forgot Slade is returning to throwing. He recently threw a bullpen session 4 days ago, and he's scheduled for another one this week before beginning a rehab assignment. Honestly, I kind of forgot that he got hurt. And that is on me for being a bad fan because I honestly was just kind of like, where has he been? Why is he not pitching?
That's
But
fine.
They
he,
I
just put him on
completely
the
forgot
10-day,
that.
right?
yeah,
Yeah, I believe so.
he's fine.
Because I
Um,
completely forgot that Reese Hoskins was on the IL too prior to today. Because I just like he's one that somehow I just forgot about. And I was like, why
I
is he not in the lineup? Oh wait, he's
I
hurt.
have to admit that I also had to look that up when my husband and I were talking about why he was not at first base. And it's just I don't know, it's been hard to keep up with like there's just been so many moving parts and things going on as we get into the final stretch of it. But one last thing that I had to talk about before we go is not Guardians related, but a lot of people, myself included, have had trouble understanding like the recent alleged goings on with the Dodgers. So I just wanted to post that for our listeners and maybe get some more comments from people who are more, I don't know, are more tuned in to this kind of like the finances of what's going on. Because I've only been really paying attention to the lockout and kind of what a cap and a floor mean, but I don't really get into like the TV rights and all of the other things that like the owners and the teams fight over. But basically, there's been a little bit of stir up in the MLB sphere about the owner of the Dodgers. Obviously, he's very rich. And he has multiple companies that apparently have been allegedly concealing the true nature of billions of dollars of loans and investments between companies that were effectively under common control. In other words, the concern is that Walter's insurance companies may have been lending money to businesses connected to Walter while those transactions were reported as independent, unrelated businesses. So they're trying to examine whether those intermediary companies were, quote, cutouts designed to make the transaction look like they're far away when the money was ultimately benefiting the businesses that were attached to him. Again, this is all alleged. Like, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know actually what's going on. But basically it's just saying that the money was going somewhere else, but it was actually kind of staying within his own realm, which is how he kind of just is able to maybe keep the Dodgers with the biggest payroll ever. But it's been kind of under wraps. I've only really seen people, like smaller media figures, talking about it on Twitter. I haven't seen like the big guys really say anything about it. But I've seen in the comments people being like, "Hey, Passan, are you gonna say anything about this?" And it's kind of been crickets. I think he talked about it on a podcast. Was it?
It sounds like they have like a little bit of like a paper trail or something, and they need a lot more like actual evidence to like come out with a story about it, probably. So they're probably finding like the beginnings of this and then kind of seeing where it leads. So like I would think if any like major media networks get hold of it, I think they would have to find more. So I don't know. That's just at least I know nothing about the situation. At least that's just kind of what it sounds like if there's just kind of murmurs about it online. So I don't know. I guess we'll have to pay attention and see.
I'm a little bit skeptical because I feel like one, the Dodgers kind of just get away with everything. And two, like billionaires are gonna billionaire. And I don't know. I mean, like another like they will also probably just, it'll get swept under the rug a little bit, I think. I would love to see something actually come of it, but I also don't know enough about the situation to really comment too much.
He said to listen to his podcast on Tuesday. Is how maybe he's going to talk about it more
Who?
there.
Hassan?
Passan, yeah.
Oh,
He went on a podcast called the Max Manus Pod. I don't really know. And he kind of asks him his thoughts. He said, explain it to the listeners like we're five. And he said, watch sources tell Jeff Passan on Tuesday. And then he kind of explained it in a similar way as I did. And basically just said insurance companies have premiums that come in. I guess that's what Walter owns. And he says those premiums are dollars that always get invested. And that Mark Walter, who runs the Guggenheim companies and is the owner of the Dodgers as well, was purchasing insurance companies and taking those proceeds that came from the contracts basically and investing them in other places. But that's just a tidbit from what he said. But apparently he said he's going to talk about it more this week in a couple of days. But I just wanted to put that out there into the sphere of our listeners because I don't want to, be silent on it if it is actually something that will become important later. And I would like to be more educated on it as well. So if other listeners have any more information about it, I would really love to learn about it in a way that my small brain can comprehend because it's a little bit out of the realm for me. I'm a casual baseball fan. I don't really branch out into the finances of the teams and the contracts and the mediation and the deferred contracts and who has this and that. So if anyone has more information about that, I would actually really love to see it or stay in the know.
but regardless, you heard it here first. Caught
If you
Lookin,
didn't know
breaking
about
news.
it, we
And
have.
as a note, it also affects the Lakers.
Yes, I didn't realize that he owned
That's interesting.
both. Or yeah, so
Yeah, I think he's a Laker co-owner.
yeah,
I don't know
that the
actually.
whole Lakers thing that's going on is also outside of my realm of understanding, like them being sold and apparently not being sold because one of the owners like said no. I don't know what's going on there. We
I
only
don't
talk
go
about
here with
basketball in the
basketball,
season.
so I
Yeah.
don't I don't
As long as it
know.
affects the Lakers and not my Clippers with Darius Garland and now Max Strus.
Aw.
All right. Well, I think that is it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. And as always, thank you all for tuning in. Be sure to follow us on your favorite podcasting app and all of our social channels so you don't miss a thing. And as always, whether you're here for hot takes, heartbreaks, or home runs, don't get caught looking. Go Guards.
Go Guards.